So June, Ross and I decided to work on a project. We coded an NBA Playoff Predictor. So basically what it does is it will take the input of the user, which is the NBA team, and then it'll reach out to the API, which has all the statistics for the past few years related to that team. And then it takes that and it compiles it together, and based off that data that it gets, it then predicts whether or not the team will be a contender next year or it will be a pretender, which means that it will not make the playoffs next year. And now June will show exactly how that.
Alright, I'll now be demoing our code and showing you how it runs. So the program's pretty simple really, just really asks the user to input the name of any NBA team, and based on the past 2 seasons, it'll give you an estimate of whether or not they'll do well or bad in this in the upcoming season. So for the first example, I'm going to choose the Warriors, since they had a pretty good season these past 2 years. So type in Warriors, and here it gives out the input of saying your team has a high chance of making it to the playoffs this coming year, and this is all based off the data of their standings during the season. So you can see here, Golden State was ranked number 1 with 57 wins and 25 losses. And another example of a team that may not do well in these upcoming years is the Knicks. So for this example, I'm going to run this, and it gives out the result that your team might do bad this coming year. And based on the results, also you can see that they only had 17 wins and 65 losses in total. And just to show that it will only run with the teams that are in the NBA API information, I'll put in a team that's not in the NBA. I'm just saying it like soccer team, so Manchester United. And that says you entered an incorrect team name. So as you can see, it will only work with the correct names from the API.
Imagine if there was a program which can predict if your favorite NBA team can make the playoffs. Our program turns constant record flipping into a calculator in a more efficient and more accurate way. General managers can use this to change the world of sports. How so? They can put in their given team and see how the team is predicted to do based on the 2018 and 2019 standings. It will allow GMs to have an edge and have a glimpse into the future. Or if the GM's team is predicted to do bad, you can make adjustments based on the data. The general managers can also look at the other teams in the conference and see if their team how their team is predicted to do. If a conference rival is supposed to do well, then a manager knows he has to improve even more. How do we know that teams will use that? It's simple, and we know that sports teams will do anything to improve. Sports bettors may also be interested. Sports bettors are addicted to winning, and even having a slight edge can intrigue them. Maybe our program can be implemented into a sports betting app in Vegas. Perhaps people would even pay to use our NBA Playoff Predictor. Not only sports bettors and managers, but also fans. Maybe fans have leisurely arguments with their friends and use our program just to say, look, my team is predicted to do well. They say based on what? Based on this program will allow them to win the argument. This will change the world of sports and general managing, and the simplicity of the program allows all users to be accessible.